just my luck. Hope y'all can hear the thunder there in the background. We got rainstorms coming and going and coming and going, and it was pouring by my house. It wasn't raining out by my property, and now I'm out here and it's pouring. And I got the filter for the tractor. The filter's in the tractor. The tractor's full of oil. Now I got a right front tire that's flat. I have to look at that. 3-point works now. Hydraulics are working. One of them days, I guess. I didn't know this was coming. I don't really pay attention to the weather that much because I just kind of do my thing unless I'm at work, because I hate getting rained on at work. Whatever, that's why I got this old girl with me. I need to run over to my neighbor's, put some air in the tire and drive it around, let the oil circulate, but yeah. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna see if I got enough phone service out here to look at the radar and see if this stuff's gonna pass us up anytime soon, or whether it's gonna keep on going. I covered the tractor back up. I might as well pack up and go back to the house if I can't get nothing else done. I don't know, we'll see. I'll give y'all an update when I know. What you doing there, Duke? Hey, bud. Oh, buddy. Waiting. Well, first cut was successful. Other than that, I aired it up and it didn't hold very long. Hydraulics work. Poor old piece of crap bush hog doesn't do too bad. I gotta get a tail whip for it. She's not too terrible, to be honest with you. Cuts fairly nice. Yeah. Wasn't too terrible. The rain finally let up enough. The grass is gooey as hell, but I wanted to run this thing and see how it did. Anyway, I took a little video. Y'all see it before this of me running it a little bit. She sounds pretty good. It needs more bush hog. That little 5 foot ain't nothing. This thing ain't. She's just barely breathing with that 5 foot behind it. I think a 6 foot would be much better. And I'm gonna get my neighbor's 72-inch finish mower from him and see how this thing likes it. I think it'll like it pretty good. Grass out here is a little thick for a finish mower, but now that I got this and I can just pull up, fuel it, and cut, if I come out here and cut once a week with a finish mower, I think I can keep it under control and make it look nice. Anyway, Now that the sun's back out, it's stickier than hell out here. I'm gonna pack my stuff up and swing on back to the house, and next time I get a chance, we're gonna come out here and put a tube in that right front, and may do a little more work to the bush hog, but I want to run it some more. See what else I need to do to it. I know the wiring's all messed up on it. Nothing's plugged in. I don't know if the charging system works, because when I was out here the other day, I noticed, I'm assuming this is ground, and then I've got my charge wire, and I'm betting this is key on power for Excite. And both of these were unplugged. There's supposed to be a plastic plug that holds these two wires, and you can just see that ain't no good. So I'm gonna bring some connectors with me next time that have some insulation on them so that these don't accidentally touch, and see if this alternator even works. If it does, that'd be great, but the little bushings in the bottom of it are pretty worn out in the case of the alternator. So I may take the alternator down to Dave's Armature and see if maybe he can rebush it, maybe go through it, make sure she's good, because I'd like for it to charge the battery, because eventually I'd like to put some lights on this thing. And I've got a little gauge pod. I'm gonna put some gauges on this thing. This thing's got a bunch of dummy lights right here, and it's really hard to read what this used to say. I think that says, I don't know, it's hard to see what that says. But I've got a little gauge pod that I think I'm gonna hang right here. I think it's set up for either 2 or 3 gauges. I'll get a oil pressure, water temp, maybe hydraulic temp. I don't really care what kind of boost it's making as long as she's cutting. But I may try and do something like that for it and see how that works. And this whole mess of shit, see, like, I don't know, this is unplugged, I don't know what it does. This is unplugged, I don't know what it does. I need to get a book on this thing and see if I can figure out some of the wiring, because I would like, I've got a bunch of lights I can put back on it. See, that one's missing completely. I don't necessarily need work lights, but I'd like to have some orange flashers for if I run down the road, and wouldn't mind having some headlights if I get out here late and, you know, need to do something. And the switch is still there. I'll have to figure out how it works, but I need to get a book on it, and the books are kind of pricey, so I'll have to see what I can do about that. But all in all, mechanical, she's pretty damn sound. I may smear a little wax on this thing and see how she looks. It ain't really worth putting too much time and effort into it, but if I can slick up the fenders and the hood, I'd be pretty damn happy with it. Slap a little turtle wax on it, if you know what I mean. Anyway, boys, I'm gonna cover this dude back up because we got more rain coming. It's supposed to be here in about 2 hours, and I'm gonna swing my retarded ass back to the house. Y'all keep it greasy. We're gonna keep this series going if y'all enjoy it. If you do, drop something down below and let me know what you think about the old Deere, and you know, how I'm doing filming and editing and all that stuff. I'd like a little feedback on it, and you know, let me know if what I'm putting out y'all are picking up, you know what I mean? Anyway, for now, it's been Turtle Man. Y'all see me again here soon. I got the last piece of the puzzle, and it's on. And I got the front tire in the bed of the truck. We're gonna take that thing to the house, clean it up, put a tube in it, maybe do a little and put it back on. Well, I was gonna bush hog. So, got the tire, the flat tire off the John Deere. Got it to the house. I broke it down yesterday. I'd bought a tube. The rim is so rusted. I bent the rim, like the lip of it, trying to get the tire off. By the time I got the tire off, I realized that none of it was usable. The rim is so rusty that I don't think I could spend enough time cleaning it to make a tube seal. It's so rusty that I don't think a tube's gonna last in it. The tube that was in it had so many patches on it, I think it was more patch than tube. And the tire is such garbage that if I put a valve stem in the rim and ran it tubeless, I don't think the tire would hold air. And I tried to drill out the hole in the rim to take a bigger style valve stem, which I'll show you. I got one in my pocket. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I got some regular old valve stems right here. Yeah. So, alright, we got a regular valve stem and we got a bigger valve stem. See the difference in them? The hole from the factory is already way bigger than this, and by the time I cleaned the hole up, this one fell through. So there was no way I could even put a valve stem in it. And I even thought about putting one in it, you know, that's got a nut and a rubber on it, but it's still too small. It wouldn't work. So what had happened was, I called Deere, and Deere can of course get me a rim at a premium price. Of course you can't find no used ones, so here's a brand new rim. And for what I paid for this poor rim, I could have bought some 20-inch chrome, but chrome don't get you home. And I called my buddy up at Henry Off-Road. My boy John Patrick been doing that for a few years now. He's got a good little place going. He is the only place I could find any ag tires. So if y'all are in Fayette County, Oakland, Somerville, whatever, you can't find tires. I don't know why, but the damn co-op out by us don't sell tires no more. Henry can get you some ag tires. He carries BKT, Alliance, I think Goodyear. There's a few others he gets, but he got me these Alliance 3 ribs for the front of the old John Deere, and I went ahead and got 2 because they had a nice price on them. So I went ahead and got 2 because I have a feeling that the left front's going to do the same thing that the right front did, and I'm going to end up getting me another one of these 20-inch chromes. But I went ahead and got 2 tires, so I'm going to run this dude tubeless. She's got a valve stem in her. I got 2 new tires. I was trying to hurry up and get this done before this come, and I don't know if this is hitting my property or not. It may not. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this tire and wheel, and I'm going to watch the weather radar and see what it do. If this ain't hitting my property, we're going to go put this thing on the tractor and do a little bush hogging. Let me get this dude mounted and then we'll take a look at her. And done. Alright, she's mounted. That took me all of like 2 minutes. I'll have to wait till this rain quits or watch the weather radar one. Yeah, new tire and rim. I'll have to get out there and get it put on and see if we can do some damn bush hogging. Anyway, we get back out there and get this put on. I'll pick this here video camera up and we'll take some video of this thing finally cutting after I've done all that work. Because I don't know if y'all seen it run since I got the hydraulics flushed out and cleaned up and working, and the bush hog all picked up and put back together and 3-point redone. Yeah, we're gonna do some mowing. Keep watching. If it fits, it ships. Same day as the rain. Now the rain's quit. And it's muggy as hell. So, I don't know that it's rained that much at my property. We could probably do some mowing. So I'm going to get to work. I'm going to replace a grease fitting, put my tire on, check my fluids, and get to chewing some grass. Anyway, we'll be back. What'd you say? The turtle man using turtle wax? Is that coincidence? Yeah, I think so, because it's what was on the shelf. Wax. Damn. Other than the rest, it's pretty. Like a greased up pig. Too bad. Bush hog's kind of a piece of shit. It vibrates real bad. Something's not balanced. The drive line seems a little bent, and the tail whip is junk. It's dug ruts all over the fucking property, but it's cut, so I'm good with it. Man, she runs good. First time I've been able to actually use it since I got it. The tire's doing good. Found a few little leaks. Not too much to worry about. I must have got a little too much oil in the transmission, because I got a little bit coming out around the shifter, and then I got a little bit coming out around this section here, and I've got one little oil leak on the top of the valve cover. There's some little like inspection plates or something. One of them's leaking. I may be able to just tighten the bolts up. But all in all, this thing does really good. I'm really impressed with how she does. And this bush hog is for sale. I will buy a tail whip for it and fix that. This is quite bent, so it's going to have to be straightened, and the bearings are absolutely gone. You can see that. I'll buy a tail whip for it, and somebody can get this dude for a low price. It's a 5-foot king cutter. Deck's in decent shape. It does have some rust, but she's pretty solid. I've been standing on it to work on it. To be honest, it's not that bad of a bush hog. It actually cuts really nice. I do know there's one thing that I'm not fond of. Every bush hog I've ever seen has some kind of pivot right here, so that this isn't hard mounted. Because when you set it on the ground, unless you're running on, you know, absolute solid ground, this thing has to do this number with the tractor. And with it hard mounted like that, if you hit a dip, it digs that in. That's why that's tore up. And if you go down a hill, it picks the back end up and doesn't cut. So it needs a pivot of some point right here. But all in all, I mean, it cuts pretty damn nice. I ain't gonna complain about the cut on it. Let's take a look under it. You still got a stump jumper. It's in good shape. The blades look freaking awesome. That may be why it cuts so good. Oh yeah. I don't know what got into that, but the blades look freaking great. That one's loose. That's probably my wobble right there. That blade's kind of... But man, it's got a hell of a good edge on it. Not really that bad of a bush hog, to be honest with you. I bet if I busted that blade off and cleaned some of the rust and put some grease on it, she would probably pivot a little better. That may be part of my shaking problem. But anyway, boys, sun's going down. I've been on this thing now for don't know, 2.5 hours or so. No overheating issues. I don't know if you can see my little oil leak. Nah, you can't see it unless I pull the hood up. About 2.5 hours or so. And that's all the fuel that it used, which I'm good with. I'm really impressed with this little tractor. Alright, well that's going to do it on this series for a little bit. I am going to get some gauges for it because I don't like my dummy lights, and I am going to fix the wiring. I may do a little series on that. All in all, she's pretty good. I may do a cutting video. I may set up a time lapse and do a cutting video or something if y'all are interested in something like that. But anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Hit that like, subscribe, and all that dingleberry bell stuff and whatever. And appreciate y'all coming. See you later. It's Turtle Man.